So, the rogue cards were revealed, actually. Some of them are actually pretty interesting. Crystal Cove is not. 3 mana, 3 or 3 durability location. So the next minion you summon this turn has its stats set to 4/4. This card's just completely unplayable. There's just no reason to play this in Wild by any means. Like, the tempo loss from playing a 3 mana location like this is pretty significant, especially because it doesn't make up for the stats, right? +3/+3 at best is not worth the 3 mana. And then, Rogue has better things to be doing. Just straight up, it just has better things to do instead. Thistle Tea Set, 2 mana, discover a spell from another class, get a copy of it. This instantly goes into Thief Rogue. It's just a very good card. Thief Rogue has been needing some more good stealing spells, and this is just an actually pretty decent one, especially because you get to discover them. A lot of the Thief Rogue spells you don't get to discover, nor do you get multiple copies at the same time. Everything Must Go, 8 mana, summon 2 random 4-cost minions, cost 1 less for each card you've drawn this turn. This card doesn't do anything in the wild. You're never getting this to 0 mana. Like, Rogue draws a lot, yes, but not all in one turn. It's not like Demon Hunter with the quest line, stuff like that. This card just completely useless in Wild, plus summoning 2 4/4s isn't actually very good. Sonia, Water Dancer, 4 mana, 3/3 legendary. After you play a 1-cost card, get a copy of it that costs 0. So I, actively do not think that I can rate this card properly, because there's always a world where there's a combo that hasn't been found yet that this card is incredible in. So I'm going to say that it has potential, but someone else that is better at Rogue has to find it. This isn't like a clear cut and dry kind of card where I can just say, oh, it's bad or oh, it's good, based on just things that I understand about the game, based on its mana cost, based on its effect, because there are just so many permutations that you can do with this card that is not possible to properly rate it. So I'm going to say it has a lot of potential, but I just can't, I don't know it yet, and people haven't really found it just yet. It's only been out for 5 hours, so there's that. Shoplifter Goldbeard, 6 mana, 5/5 pirate legendary. After you summon a pirate, summon a copy of it that attacks a random enemy, then dies. This is way too slow for Wild. It's a cool card, don't get me wrong, but it's definitely just too slow. It's not that, if there was a way to play this card, I think it would be pretty interesting, but Pirate Rogue just never plays it. It's way too slow. Pirate Rogue used to play Smite because Smite gave the pirates charge and had charge itself. This doesn't do that. It makes it attack a random enemy, and then they die. Yes, in theory, it's similar to Smite, but it also doesn't go face on its own, like Smite did. Water Cannon, 4 mana, 3/3 weapon. After your hero attacks, summon a 1/1 pirate that attacks a random enemy. Card useless. There's a world that you could play this in Quest Rogue, but I don't think that's that very good. Yeah, if you played in Quest Rogue, you effectively have 3 chargers, which is fine. It maybe makes the cut there. Probably doesn't, but you'd never play this in Pirate Rogue. Swordfish is the best weapon in the entire game, which it's -1 mana, and it's more damage, so yeah. Sandbox Scoundrel, 5 mana, 4/3 pirate, miniaturize, battlecry. Your next card this turn costs 3 less. This is actually a pretty cool card, I'm not going to lie. It probably doesn't fit anywhere in Wild, which is a little sad, but it's actually a really interesting card. It's like Scabs, but a little more flexibility, but it's just a lot worse than Scabs. It's 1 more mana over Scabs, 2 more if you include the miniaturize. You can bank it, and it doesn't require a combo, so there is a world where this card may be useful. I'm just not seeing it. Again, I'm not the biggest combo Rogue player. I know how to play Miracle Rogue. I know how to play Garrote and things like that, but combo Rogue in Wild is elusive to me, to say the least. So I don't think this card makes the cut anywhere, but it is what it is. Next, you have Dig for Treasure. 1 mana, draw a minion. If it's a pirate, get a coin. This card might, emphasis on might, to make the cut in Pirate Rogue, because 1 mana, draw 1, but it's actually 0 mana, draw 1 is pretty decent. I don't see why you wouldn't want this in Pirate Rogue, but I can also see why it's not great. Yeah, it's still it's big tempo loss. Pirate Rogue doesn't necessarily need card draw because they have Secret Passage, which we'll get into the last card here, but it's not the worst card ever printed. It just might not make the cut, to be honest. Bargain Bin Buccaneer, 3 mana, 3/2 pirate, rush, combo, summon a copy of this. This is actually a really fun card. Sometimes I wish Wild was a slower format so you could play cards like this that are A lot of stats for early, but just not really good enough to make the cut. Like, in Standard, this is a great card. Don't get me wrong. This is a great card for Standard. But for Wild, it's just too slow. If it was like a 2-mana 2/2, it would probably make the cut. But yeah. And then lastly, we have Toy Boat. I'm like furious about this card. 2-mana 2/3. After you summon a pirate, draw a card. And that's common. The issue with this card is it's +2 health over Starving Buzzard. However, it doesn't make the cut in Pirate Rogue. Like I was saying before, Pirate Rogue actually has decent card draw to begin with. So a card like this just actually does not do anything for the deck. It's really unfortunate, but it is what it is. If you enjoyed, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and leave your thoughts about these cards in the comments below. There's thunder outside. Okay. But yeah. All right. Peace out.